Hi, welcome back to Champion Chinese. Um, so, many people ask me why I decided to come back and when and how many programs I'm going to offer through the continuing educations in the neighborhood cities. Basically, I don't know how many programs yet, but I plan to offer programs for kindergarten to adults. So for every level of school children, parents are welcome to join, to participate. And I believe learning together is the best way to enjoy parents and children relationship and to bond. Okay, so and actually Chinese is fun, isn't it? Okay, so I will also offer some program for summer and offer program I hope for our uniform personnel to thank them, sacrifice their time and family lives and everything to help us, to keep us safe. And I would also like to offer some programs for our soldiers, military people, or people from all walks of life, because this language is important. And also we basically have no time to waste. Who has time to struggle for years and couldn't scratch the fundamental idea of this language? We can't. Okay, based on my experience, my student from 5 years old to adult. Okay, some school student, like middle high school students or college student, they can memorize more characters. But basically, everybody can, from third grade and above, can memorize 20 to 40 characters an hour just by listening to the stories and play games, drawing, painting, and everything. Okay, so and also some people ask me about Sophia. So Sophia basically, all my students participate in competition, poetry recitation competition. They basically come back to me every year for 10 hours. Okay, so after 10 hours of intensive training, they went back. And most school will introduce pinyin and simplification only. But my student, every single one, will be able to master both script. Okay, and they will be able to master both Bopomo, Juin symbol, and pinyin symbol. Okay, so this is about the time they spend. And now I'm going to talk about 六书. So 六书 is the way that Chinese characters were created. Okay, the first one I mentioned it before is pictographic, right? So pictographic is like what you want to write is what you look at the objects and copy. Okay, so for example, you see mountain, right? So you copy the line. That's mountain. This is pictographic. Okay, and then you see water, right? So you copy like this, or you do this. This is the main stream. You splash, 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 splash. This is water. This is a stream. Okay? So this is a pictographic. And you see sun, right? And you write it this way. And then you see moon. And you write it this way. Okay? And now, and then you see shell. Do I have a shell here? I see. Yes, I do. You see shell, right? Shell. So you copy. How do I write? Shell. Okay? So this is a shell, and this also means precious treasure, or money and cash. Okay? This is what it means. So this is pictographic. It's the object you see, and then you copy. Okay? And the other one is in indicative symbols. So you create these symbols to indicate something. For example, this is the ground, and there is a stone object. Okay? So this is up. Or you can say, this is the ground, things grow up, indicate. This is above, right? And down, this is the ground, there's an object, stone, okay? So this is the ground and down. So you can say also this. This is the ground, the root go down, indicate under, indicate above. So this means above, this means down, under. Okay, so we have pictographic, we have indicative symbols. Number 3 is basically idea. So combined sense or logical compounds. Okay, what does that mean? So remember, this is the water, right? Water, and this is your head, your bridge, bone bridge. This is the nose, 2 wrinkle, 3 means many. You don't want too many, okay? And this is this, okay? So this is basically the head. So your head is like water. What does that mean? Your thinking, your idea is as smooth as water. This means obedient and smooth. And obedient. So this is idea, right? Idea. And for example, this is a horse. Horse has 3 ribs, right? 1 spine. The leg, 4 legs. So the horse are very smooth. What does that mean? This means tan, okay? So this is idea. And now water. This is water, right? You can also write it this way, okay? And then this is ge. This is one of my 37 Zhuyin symbol, okay? So in a way, have I told you what Zhuyin symbols can used as part or parts of the Chinese characters. And if you learn the Zhuyin symbols, has many, many benefits. What is that? To pronounce sounds. Okay? Use as tool to pronounce sounds. The second, you can use it as the parts of the Chinese characters. So when you want to write characters, it's easier. And then you can use it because Zhuyin symbol is not only a symbol, it's already ideographic and pictographic and also phonetic, of course, so that it can really aid you in understanding, writing, copying, using, understanding the characters, both traditional and simplified. Okay? So, this is water, right? If you put fire is what? Like a person dancing, right? This character will be tragedy. Okay? So, water and fire. That would be tragedy. That would be disaster. Okay? This is the traditional. And the simplified is like this. Okay? This is a chimney. This is your house. House on fire. This is a tragedy. Okay? But for traditional, basically, this is talking about naturally caused tragedy. And the fire, of course, sometimes is caused by accident. Mostly it's by accident, right? You can control, okay? But real disaster is beyond your control, okay? So this is traditional disaster, simplified disaster. And indicative compounds is very interesting because it's idea. I like to help my student have the create the ability to imagine it, okay, to create the idea they have. So, for example, this is a hand, right? This is a hand, okay? A hand. So, your hand holding a pen, writing something on the paper. So, this sound, phonetic part, is like yu. Yu. Okay? Yu. So, if you, this means low, kind of, okay? You use your hand, you write something on the paper, okay? Use your hand, holding something, writing something on the paper. And this is what? This is behavior. This is thigh, leg, foot. This means walking. This means friction. This is one of the 37 symbols of my Pei-Pei or Zhuyin symbols. Okay? And the pinyin is CH. Okay? So you will say it's difficult to memorize this. It's not. You just say you walk. You have the friction. Upper, thigh, leg, foot. Right? And if you have two, that means walking. This is walking. Okay? And this is the part to indicate friction, walking, movement. Okay? So you use your hand holding a pen, write something on the paper to define your behavior. That is law. So this character is law. right? So this is idea, isn't it? And you have the sound, because the sound, this part is yu, right? This is a bopoma, yu, okay? And then this sound is lu, okay? So you have the phonetic, you have the idea, you have picture, you have the picture, you have sound, you have the idea. You got it? Okay, so now comes the interesting one, okay? This is bamboo leaves, okay? So in ancient time, the pen, the brush, is made with bamboo. So bamboo hand holding the stick made with bamboo, writing something on the paper, okay? This is a B. That's pencil. So do you got the picture? Picture? You got the idea? So this is a logical compound, right? And now drawing. I use my hand, I hold a pen, I write something on the paper, and whatever I draw and write, I can frame it, okay? Or this is also rice paddy, okay, like rice paddy. The rice, okay? So this is the roll, and then I can hang it above the wall. So this is to draw. Got it? Interesting, huh? So let's do book. How do you do book? You write a book, you need pen. You have a hand holding a pen, write something on the paper. You wrote it so well, you can use your mouth to repeat it, to read it. This is called book. Okay? So now I want to show you something very interesting. So, this is yu, right? We can elaborate it into book. However, the simplified character has nothing to do with this. You have to memorize it. Memorize a new character. The drawing, the traditional, the simplified, you have to memorize a new character. Nothing to do with this. The pen, you have to simplify it, then you have to memorize a new characters. You cannot base on the original part of the character and elaborate it, right? And here comes the law. The law, you don't have to simplify it. So in a way, I say traditional character is easier because you can use one to elaborate it into strings of characters. So you will be able to memorize tons of characters at one time. But simplified characters, in a way, you have to create more parts of the character, yet has nothing to do with the original part, original characters. Okay? So, original spirit of the character, I should say. So, in a way, it's more difficult. Agree? So, number 4 is a phonetic loan. Phonetic loan, okay? So, what is the phonetic loan? In a way, because we do not have too many sounds, okay? So sometimes we have to use one sound to represent many characters. And I give you example. Okay, this is Tang, means Tang Dynasty or family name, okay? And if you add rice, that would be candy, sugar. Okay, rice is sweet, you know? Okay, so this is a Tang, sound as Tang, and this will be used as the phonetic part of the character. So this is the same, Tang, although you add the rice. Okay? And then you can add water. It also sounds as Tang. So what does 3 dot means water? Okay, so remember this? This is water. Okay? So water, this means like a tiny little pond, okay, of water. So sound is the same. So you phonetic loan, you borrow this sound. And then this grasshopper. Okay? This is the pictograph of a worm. Right? A rattle. Okay? So this is a pictograph of a worm. So this is a grasshopper. Tang lang. Okay? Number 5 is called 转注. What is 转注? 转注is semantic phonetic. Okay? So I will give you an example. What is 转注? And you will say, why so complicated? In a way, we categorize it into 6 ways of creating the Chinese character. Actually help us to learn it faster. Okay, so this character, original, when it was created, it means line or streak. Okay, but later on, they create this character to indicate the line, stripes, or streak. And then the original one is used to represent writing, like 中文, Chinese writing, okay, or culture, 文化, culture. This is a person, right? Upside down person means changing. Okay? So this means what? This means literary changing. That means culture. Okay? Pay attention to this sentence. Literature changing means culture. So without the writing system, without the character, there is no culture. Agree? Okay? So, and also literature. This means also literature. Okay? Now, the final one will be long characters. Long characters. Okay? The most easy one will be this. Those are J. Okay? And you string it. So this means jade, original. Okay? However, it was loaned to represent king. And therefore, they created another character, a dot. So basically, jade, you will see some patterns, right? Patterns. So this is jade. Okay? So this character is borrowed to represent king, and they create another character to represent jade. Okay? And then you can also see original, this is a person, that you extend your body as big as you can, right? But it was borrowed to represent big. And then they create a person to represent the person. A person has 2 legs. Got it? So this is 六书. Okay? So next time we will go in depth about learning the Chinese characters. When I introduce characters, I use the Bopoma symbols. Okay, those symbols as phonetic elements, as the parts of the character to speed up the learning of pinyin and traditional characters and simplified characters. And all this, 37, you will only need 2 to 5 hours to acquire the sound, the picture, the image, and the usage of those symbols. Okay? So we will do more in the continuing sections, and I hope you will be able to sing with me, play with me, and at the end of the class or at the end of the time that we are together, you will be able to order food, singing to your parents and friends, play with your friends, and bargain when you go to stores. Well, usually we do not want to do that, right? But however, you will be able to learn all this. Okay? So I will see you next time. 再见。